bring the band in. Woo! Well, all right. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Between Rounds, the Cage Side Rewind. I'm here with one of the all-time lab greats for sure. One of the all-time greats, I think, in all time is Jared Cannonier, Killa Gorilla.
Always good to be here, back on the show again.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Man, I'm excited to talk about you, your fights. You know, like, I mean, you know already, but like, I'm about the biggest Killa Gorilla fan there is. And so getting to go back and talk about what got you where you were and then relive some of those cool moments. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're like,
always
yeah.
good to look back at the things you've done. You know, while
Yes,
we're
sir.
doing it, it's hard to look back and give yourself a pat on the back, as they say. And yeah, it's always good to do that, though.
Yeah. Well, when you're in the moment, you're not trying to think about that. You're
Exactly.
thinking about, we're always thinking, still, you're in the middle of this career still.
Yeah.
Thinking about what's next and how can I get better. So, all right. So let's go take it back to the beginning. Tell me about what's your childhood look like? You grew up in Dallas, is that right?
That's right. Dallas, Texas, born at Parkland Hospital, March 16th, 1984.
Now, isn't that where Kennedy was taken?
That's where it happened, yeah.
That's right.
Yep,
Oh,
that's
man.
where it happened. So, humble beginnings, you know, me, my two big brothers, and my mother growing up, you know, no martial arts, which was kind of strange for a lot of people. I didn't really start till I grew up, but pretty competitive. I had my cousins and stuff with us, and the traditional sports were always about football, basketball, baseball, and I didn't take to them as much as others would, but I still engaged, and I had that competitive spirit. My daddy introduced us to boxing a little bit whenever we would go and see him. So the interest of martial arts was there, and competitiveness and combat sports was there.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to really do it until I became an adult.
Did you play a lot of football with your brother? Your brothers are huge.
Yeah.
Those are big men. They like, you're a big man. They're big guys. Did they play football?
They did. Yep. My brothers, my cousins. I had a cousin who was in the NFL who won.
Oh, yeah.
Who won the Super Bowl with the Ravens? I think the last time they won.
What's his name?
Adrian Hamilton.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's in our blood. Big, strong warriors. It's in our DNA. So football just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
You know.
What
but yes,
position
we
did you play when you play?
I was linebacker.
Yeah,
Yep,
I knew
was
it.
middle linebacker when I played in high school. I played 1 year in high school, was middle linebacker. But I played more backyard football with my cousins and brothers and in the neighborhood and stuff too.
Well, you're pretty athletic. Did that transfer, or did you just not? You just weren't that interested in it.
I liked playing with my friends and stuff, but I didn't really like the organized
Structure.
I didn't like the organized sport of football and stuff. So I did 1 year of it, and it just wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah.
It didn't resonate with me. I did enjoy watching it back then, but combat sports was always the thing I needed to do. So,
What did you like watching boxing and watching anything else? Like, some people say they watch WWE, which I never did, but some people say that drew them into MMA. Did you watch boxing or kickboxing? What did you like?
yeah, my daddy was a boxing fan, so we definitely watched boxing whenever my daddy would put it on. I watched it was WWF back then.
WWF.
Yes. So it was WWF. I remember we had the monster trucks and stuff associated with the wrestlers too. So, I watched that. But it was Bruce Lee movies, fighting games, Mortal Kombat, Bloody Roar, cartoons like Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Stuff like the Power Rangers,
Yeah.
martial arts oriented stuff. That's what stuff that drew my intrigue and always kept my interest even to this day. I like to play action adventure games, not really the online games where you're shooting and cursing out the person on the microphone. I like playing by myself where I see characters perform feats of extraordinary athleticism and things like that. So,
And you're such an academic in your fighting career. Like, you have such a strong mental approach. Do you think that attracted you to, like, the strategy part of this, of fighting?
I think that was one of the factors that I enjoy about it. Absolutely,
Yeah.
strategizing, finding out which techniques work when, and how to implement them, and all the different variations that combat sports provide for the use of these different techniques. So yeah, it was always there. that was just one of the few wrinkles that I like to iron out in this in my journey.
So did you play any other sports as you're going through high school? What does high school look like for you?
Well, a budding pothead in high school is what I was.
Developing.
Yep, I was the developing pothead. I like to play video games. I didn't really run the streets too much, so I'm a homebody. So my mother didn't have to worry about that.
Part of it.
Yeah, that part of it. The other stuff, she was on me about, and the grades and stuff like that. But no other sports, just hanging out with my brothers and cousins whenever we could. It was before the internet, before smartphones, so we went outside. We played outside. So I would do flips outside. We would play karate outside. I would jump out of a tree and do the famed superhero landing before it was even a thing. I was doing that.
Nice.
So that's what we did. You know what I mean? We made dioramas or diagrams.
Yeah, dioramas.
I made a diorama myself from a bunch of my dinosaur toys, a bunch of dirt and sticks that I pulled off of trees outside on my own. It wasn't a school project. I just did it on my own. So.
Those are cool, though.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's basically a mini museum.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I love that.
So I had the kill scene where the Tyrannosaurus got the Stegosaurus.
Nice.
And I had blood on the Tyrannosaurus where he got wounded by the Stegosaurus. So
creativity.
It was a creativity. It was there. So I was able to develop that aspect of myself, the creative, mental, that mental aspect of myself. Even though I didn't get to express it through athletics as a young individual. It was always there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you feel like that's missing in our days? I think that about as a parent, because I'm a lot older than you are, right? Mm-hmm. Another 20 years older than you. And so literally I grew up on a ranch. So we would go, you'd go walk. And the stream was we had a couple of creeks in our land. So we'd walk for 2 miles to go to the creek. And then my friends and I would walk up and down the creek all day and come home. And I miss that for my kids because it's so phone oriented. It's so technology oriented. And I suppose it's every generation thinks, this new one's going straight to hell. Right?
You know what?
Like that's
I think
always
the same thing. Like these kids is.
But do you feel that about your kids? I feel like I'm always trying to push mine to go outside.
Yeah. I wouldn't say push them to go outside because it's scary out there.
That's true.
Especially here in Arizona, one of the biggest places for human trafficking. So. No, and I got pretty daughters too, so I'd go crazy if anything happened. But we do get them out.
But to get out of their technology, I guess.
Yes, that's the scary thing. It's different, man. It's a different time. So, I even see the adults how it does affect the adults my age. You know what I mean? So,
well, it's how I think about that sometimes when I'm working. Work for me used to be lifting up hay bales or going and getting a shovel and shoveling horse poop. Like that was work. So now when I'm on my phone and I'm working, but it doesn't feel like it should. It doesn't, like, inside of me is like, you're not working. Do you feel like that too? Like you need to be physical? Well, your work is very physical.
Yes.
Though.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you get out there and work your body all day long. Yeah. So I think about my kids sometimes, though, and how different it is raising from generation to generation.
Mm-hmm. Like a lot of our lives are through these devices now.
Yes,
a lot of our personal information we access through these devices. Yeah. So it's a different dynamic going on.
It sure is. Well, that's cool to hear about your creativity, those dioramas. I love those kind of things when I was a kid, too. That's funny that you did it by yourself.
Yes.
Like,
no
school motivation or whatever.
None whatsoever.
All right, so you graduate high school. What high school did you graduate from?
I went to Dallas, or David W. Carter in Dallas.
Yeah. Is that the big football school?
One. Yep, that's the big one. That's when they did the movie Friday Night Lights.
Oh, yeah. Permian played them in the state final or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. That's amazing that you were what I know of you and how competitive you are and how athletic you are. It's kind of amazing that you didn't end up playing football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you graduate from Carter, and then what's the plan then?
Well,
I'm glad you asked.
The general thing is to graduate high school, go to college. Graduate college, get a job.
Yes, sir.
Get married, buy a house with a white picket fence, retire, and ride off into the sunset. But as we know, that's not the reality of adulting nowadays.
Right.
And it probably wasn't even back then when that dream was sold to us. But I was following the general consensus. And
Yeah.
I went to college, even though I felt like personally I wasn't really prepared to go to college and really take advantage of the resources that they had there.
Yeah.
So it was a good 3 years of a wasted partial scholarship and a lot of time. And
Where was this? Was this in Texas too?
this was in Texas, it was in Wichita Falls, Texas. I went to
Was it close to your home?
about 2 hours north.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
2.5 hours north. So I wasn't too far from home. But again, without no adult supervision, not to say that I needed adult supervision, but without the proper guidance, I wasn't really taking full advantage of the opportunities that was given me there.
Yeah.
And after about 3 years, I decided to stop wasting money. Went back home for a little bit and helped my mother, who was just adopted. We was starting to raise some kids. And at that time, I was in that transition from, okay, I got to get out of my mama's house and go do my own thing. So the last result, I wouldn't say my final result, but the result that I had, the option that I had for myself, that I gave myself then, was to join the Army. So that's what I did. I joined the Army.
Yeah.
And it was a good decision. You know, it was a good opportunity to spread my wings and also widen my perspective. So,
Well, give you some structure too.
and structure.
Because
absolutely.
sometimes if you're not ready, I remember when I went to college, it wasn't good because I just couldn't take care of myself yet. Like I didn't have that internal discipline, maybe. I don't know what the right word is,
Discipline.
but like you can spend a lot of money going to college and not really get anything out of it. Other than, I mean, you know, the idea of a liberal arts education is to become a better citizen. So it does, you know, open your mind, you meet new people, but it's an expensive way to do that nowadays.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? Did you know an Army recruiter or you just had it in your mind?
No, well, an old girlfriend I had in college, she had joined the Air Force.
Yeah.
And I was with her throughout her process of getting into the Air Force and stuff like that. And it just, again, broadened my perspective, gave me a different perspective.
Yeah.
Because coming where I come from, you don't join the Army, you know what I mean? But you don't join the military. But that option was there. So I took a closer look at it, and it looked viable for me.
Yeah.
So at first it was the Air Force. I did the ASVAB to get in the Air Force, and
That's the entrance exam.
that's the entrance exam. And I scored pretty good enough to get in. But they put me on the 6-month waiting list, and it was crazy because that was in the fall, and no, that was in the summertime. And then I didn't go to school throughout all the fall, and then I joined then I shipped out in March. So I could have waited the 6 months and joined the Air Force. But again, without proper guidance, didn't make the best decisions. Ended up in the Army. Not to say that it was a bad decision, because it definitely led me to where I am now.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely
You just decided
grateful for
like,
it.
hey, I'm tired of waiting. I'm going to jump in. Is that what that thought
That's
process
exactly-
was like?
Yep. I was at home helping my mother and stuff like that.
Wanting
and,
to get out on your own.
working for FedEx, just loading and unloading trucks. And then I just had to get out. I needed something more. That wasn't going to do it for me.
Yes, sir.
So I went to the Army recruiter, told him I already had my ASVAB, so the recruiter was happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, we got one. Let's get him in. Let's get him in quick. So that was like the beginning of March, and then I shipped out on my birthday, March 16th. So like 2 weeks later. Two weeks later,
right now.
I was gone. Yeah.
So where'd you go to basic?
I went to basic at Fort Jackson, what they call Relaxing Jackson in in Charlotte, South Carolina. So it was nice. Basic training was nice. You don't hear that too much. At least back in the day, like before the generation before me was saying we had it easy and stuff like that. Like the drill sergeants weren't cursing and stuff.
Yeah.
I had my head drill instructor, my head drill sergeant would say "dad gum." That's where I learned "dad gum" from. So I say "dad gum" to my kids whenever, instead of saying the actual
other
profanity.
options. Yeah. That's awesome.
So but it was nice. Learned a lot. Like you said, structure. It was easy for me though, because it's easy to do the things that I was supposed to do in the Army. Get up and make sure I got all my stuff together. Get out there and work out first thing in the morning. Go on this ruck march and make sure you're awake and paying attention to where you need to pay attention to. So it was a lot of real life application to the skills that you would need to develop.
Yeah.
That's why I really like the Army, as opposed to sitting in the classroom being told this and then expected to go and do it. No. Tell me what to do. You can show me how it's done.
Yeah.
Be an example, and I can do. And then
I can have some success there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
South Carolina in the spring, probably pretty nice.
Oh, it was nice. It was really nice.
Because I've heard some people go to some cold places or the wrong time of year and it's miserable.
Yep. It gets hot there too in the summertime. So.
Yeah. So when you go to basic, you don't have a job in mind or a specialty? You do?
Yeah, before you ship out for basic, I had did what they call MEPS, was when you go and you do all the physical stuff and pick your job. And I was going in for air traffic controller, but I let the guy talk me into not doing air traffic controller. He talked me into air traffic control equipment repair.
Oh.
So similar, but not the same.
Yeah.
So that's what I went in for. And then once I got into basic, my first hands-on experience with martial arts was the Modern Army Combatives program that they gives you, which is like, I wouldn't even call it white belt jiu-jitsu. It's like half white belt jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? They show you just little tidbits and stuff.
Yeah.
And so that was it.
Well, the Gracies, the Army adopted them. Like Horian was the first, I think. That's what they said. I mean, but I got to do that. So that's pretty funny. That's cool. But their combatives course was kind of cutting edge at the time. Yeah. Even though, like you're saying, for what you know now, like it's barely dipping your toe in the pool.
I know, right?
But still better than nothing. That's interesting. Yeah. So and basically is Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, for me, it was like opening the whole world. Like, because I didn't know anything, but I knew that there was so much to be learned from this. Yeah. So that had become my inspiration, aspiration, and motivation to do in the Army.
Oh, cool.
So after basic training, I went to AIT, which was even longer. It was like 6 months. 8 months long.
And what's AIT?
Which is like your job training.
Oh, okay.
You go to learn how to do your job and stuff. So
and where was that?
That was in Augusta, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
that was I like Augusta.
It was nice. Augusta was really nice.
Really nice.
And I got there a little bit before the Masters.
Oh, yeah.
So Masters is in April, so I got there during really good time, that springtime. But then it hit summertime. Yeah. And it was hot and humid. And we had to go out there with the what I heard a soldier call a monkey suit. So I like the way he called it. I had to go out there in your monkey suit and in your backpack and all that stuff and do all that Army stuff. But while I was there in AIT, I had a drill sergeant who was a competent combatives instructor. I think it was a level 3 or level 4. Had some fights as well, some mixed martial arts fight, and was big in the UFC. So I'm coming down from my room and I see UFC in there. I peek my head in there. And I see drill sergeant standing there. He sees me walk in. I'm paying attention, and then they moved the couches out the way, and they started doing some training out there. I'm like, "What y'all doing? Can I do it too?"
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that was it. They got me in. And
what was his name?
His name was Drill Sergeant Bourne. His name was Jason.
Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne.
Well, that's a sign.
His name was Drill Sergeant Bourne. So, I remember to this day, and I'm very thankful for him. And I even reached out to him after the whole UFC thing, and
I'll bet you he loved hearing from you.
Yeah.
He probably watches you with
he does.
Some wide eyes and a big heart.
So I'm very appreciative of him and getting me going on that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we would go and train. We was actually a battalion tournament that we was getting ready for. So I spent 2 months after all the Army stuff. We would go and train for 2 hours. And it was the best. I learned some wrestler threw me in a twister. And maybe crank because I heard some when I was doing that, and it doesn't bother me today. So that was my first experience of a twister too.
Was it more ground training, or did you guys do some striking too?
It was all ground.
All ground.
Yeah, and it was a grappling tournament that we did for the battalion.
Yeah.
Once I got to my regular duty station, though, they wasn't really too into that.
Now, where was your duty station?
That was in Southeast Alabama, Fort Rucker. Yeah.
So you are all sorts of humidity and hot temperatures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Just inches. Go from South Carolina next door. Next door. So that was my Army experience.
Fort Rucker, you said?
Fort Rucker, Southeast Alabama, real close to the Florida Peninsula coast.
Oh, yeah.
Peninsula. Okay. So there wasn't much interest in combatives.
Well, that probably sucked for you.
It did suck. It was hard. So I did a little. That actually, I don't want to blame it on my reason for getting kicked out of the Army, but I started smoking weed. Yeah. And I got busted, and that's what they kicked me out for.
Wasn't that crazy though? Now you look at that, and I don't know what the Army regulations are now, but I mean, it's just normal.
Yeah.
Everybody does it.
But I think for federal jobs, you're still not allowed.
You're not. Okay.
No. Because
Okay.
even when I was working for the FAA, they randomly drug test you and stuff like that.
So what did that look like? Like because you were in a place, sounds like you weren't that happy.
No. I mean, I get deployed.
Yeah.
Because I didn't just start smoking weed. I got deployed, and then I came back. I take leave and go home, and I'm happy to be alive because, we hear all kinds of stories about soldiers getting deployed and stuff. So
Yes.
I come back home and I'm smoking weed, and then I go back to my duty station, and before I guess my system clears out, I get tested, and it was a whole bunch of stuff to go along with it because there was an NCO who would administer the test, who was tipping people off to tests coming, and. So there was a whole big investigation that me and another soldier of mine got caught up. Even though we weren't really associated with it, we weren't associated with it at all because we were deployed.
Yeah.
While they were doing whatever they were doing. So, but that's how I went down. That's how I got out of the Army. That's how they kicked me out of the Army. And it's a lot that went on during that time. Like 2 days before me and my wife, Kat, we had been married at that time.
Did you meet Kat in Alabama?
I met Kat, when I was in the Army in Alabama.
In Alabama?
Yeah, that was 2007.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was she doing in Alabama?
Well, she was staying with her aunt. Her aunt was in the Army. Her aunt had 2 kids, and her aunt had just gotten custody of her 2 kids and needed help with it. So she brought her niece down, who was Kat. We're all about the same age, so her niece is like 3 years younger than her.
Yeah.
But she brought her niece down to help her, and Kat was just looking for a change of scenery as well.
Yeah.
She didn't want to stay over there in Oregon. So we meet through a mutual friend. I'm speaking backwards. A mutual friend of ours. And that's how me and Kat meet. And the rest is history. We meet. We fall in love, as they say. And we
Destined.
we vibe and we get together and we get married. And 2 days before I'm getting kicked out because of the whole failed drug testing, we find out we're pregnant with our first daughter. So
Holy cow.
it's very
stressful.
Yeah, very stressful for us at that time. So we are in transition. We go from there to stay with her aunt who had went to another place. She was in Georgia at the time. We stayed there for a few months. We go back home. She stays with her mom. She goes back to her mom, and I go up there with her.
To Oregon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get big. And at this time, I'm going through the hiring process of getting on with the FAA.
Did you have to take training classes for that, or did your Army training
Army training. It was, the Army.
That's perfect.
Again, that's where the Army, even though it didn't end well, all the skills and the experiences that I got from the Army carried me on through to that next stage in my life.
Well, they kind of, all of our paths, right, lead us to where we're going.
It's, man, they say that God had his hand on your life and stuff like that. And that's exactly how it was, because while I was in the Army, I prayed diligently for a woman just like Kat to come into my life. And hey, lo and behold, I get a woman just like her. And as all this stuff, I'm getting kicked out of the Army. We find out we're pregnant. I get this good job that I didn't really want. You know what I mean? I didn't want a job in the field that I was getting, I was in.
Yeah.
But through Kat, through connections that Kat had with her aunt was in the FA as well, inspired our motivation to get that job going.
When you wanted to have that job in the first place, right? When you went to the Army, no?
I didn't want that job.
You didn't want the air traffic controller.
Equipment repair.
Right.
That's what the guy talked me into.
Right.
It was air traffic control at first.
Yes.
Which I hear tell is a pretty stressful job. One of the most stressful jobs in the U.S.
Yes.
So yeah, man. Through that transition from Oregon, finally get the job in Alaska before our firstborn. Make my way up there. I make my way up there to get ready to bring my wife and family up there, and from there, as soon as we get settled, I'll start looking for a gym, man, because that was my goal in life. This is what I have to do with my
And this
body.
is in Oregon.
No,
or you guys are in Alaska.
In Alaska. After we get to Alaska.
Did you get hired in Alaska? Is that why you moved there?
No. I was in Texas at my house, and we started in Georgia.
Right.
And that's when we started the whole, let me reach out to them and try to find this job and send them my information, resume, and all that stuff. I got the interview in Dallas. So as we went from Georgia to Dallas, and I got the interview there. And while we were there, my wife went up there to Oregon because she wanted to be with her mother while she was pregnant with her first daughter.
To help with the pregnancy.
Yeah. And after I finally got the call that I got the job and learned that it was going to be in Alaska, I said, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
So I went up there to be with her and get ready to transition to Oregon because I was going to ship my car from Washington. So I just drove up there to Oregon, stayed with them for a little bit, shipped my car from Washington, flew to Alaska, got settled, got a place to stay that me and my wife and my new daughter can stay.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get settled, in with the job, we got the schedule going, I need to find a gym.
I love that. And so then you get really started on martial arts.
That's when the martial arts journey, yeah.
Obviously you started back with Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
But like when you get to Alaska, that's when it gets serious,
That's
right?
when it gets serious.
So where did you start training?
It was a Gracie Barra, Alaska, in Alaska.
Yeah.
In Anchorage.
And who are your coaches and stuff? Training partners.
So as far as jiu-jitsu coaches, it was Jarvis. His last name wasn't Coma. I can't remember his last name.
Yeah.
But he was a real good jiu-jitsu practitioner. He was brown belt when I first got there and became black belt. Really good jiu-jitsu practitioner. I really liked him. Liked his instruction. And Pat Applegate, who was my first. You met Pat.
I've met Pat. Yeah, he's great.
Yep, he was my first MMA head coach instructor sort of role. We also had striking coaches and stuff like that, but he was the first like crouch.
Yeah.
You got the guy that really holds this thing together.
Right.
So
was that a pretty big community of people that wanted to train and learn MMA? Because it sounds like you had striking coaches.
Gym.
Oh, okay.
It was primarily a jiu-jitsu gym.
Yeah.
And thankfully they had a promotion up there. AFC, Alaska Fighting Championship, which is still going on up there.
Yep.
So they had a promotion. So at first I was just jiu-jitsu. I wasn't even thinking MMA because I just like to train martial arts. So it was just jiu-jitsu. I did jiu-jitsu for about a year before I had my first fight.
How did that come about? So you're training jiu-jitsu and they're like, or you.
Class is finished. And then I see guys getting ready to start punching stuff. I'm like, what's going on over there? Well, we're going to do some MMA classes at 7. You know, I never did look at the schedule, so I want to go to this class.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, y'all got an MMA class. Oh, I've seen some UFC.
Yeah.
You guys train UFC sort of thing. And
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So I did my first class. I believe it was Cat had went to Oregon. It was the summer of 2011. 2010 is what it was. It was the summer of 2000. My cat had went to Oregon for about a week. So I worked and then I trained all day.
Just there all the time.
So, and I'm like, hey, babe, this MMA thing is something else. Something new, something great.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is something I got to do. And it came to a point where it even caused some friction in our marriage because we only had one vehicle.
Right.
I would go to work for 10-hour shifts and then go to the gym for like 4 hours. So wife is at home with a brand new baby all day long and going
which can
crazy.
Be pretty stressful.
Which is, it's very stressful. So, but we had to make some adjustments, some sacrifices to, kill the lease at the place that we really wanted to be because it was a nice place we were in. But I needed to move close to work or close to the gym because that's where I need to be.
Spend your time, yeah.
And home. So I need to be close to one of those 3 spots. So that's what we did, and training commenced. Ended up taking my first amateur fight. At first, it wasn't even aspirations to be in the UFC. It was just, okay, I'm just going to
test yourself.
Test myself, exactly. And go.
Now, who cornered you there? Was it Pat? Did he kind of lead you into that or like guide you sort of?
He helped me get there. It was my own motivation to get us there.
Yeah.
But yes, he was the one who helped guide my martial arts journey in a good direction.
He was your corner?
Yeah, him.
So how did that first one end up?
Oh, it was a good victory. It was a good fight too.
Yeah.
A game opponent. It wasn't just like a can for me to beat up on.
Right.
It was a Samoan kid. So Samoans are renowned of being physical athletes, big, strong dudes, and he was down to bang too. But I won.
With striking?
With striking.
Heck yeah.
It was good. I wouldn't say it was back and forth. I feel like I had control of the whole fight. It was some good movement. Good engagements in the fight. And I ended up finishing him in the second round, TKO.
Are you at heavyweight at this point?
At heavyweight.
Nice.
Yes. That's the part that I left out. I was heavy. We're fat and happy at this point. I'm full of baby weight. You know what I mean?
Go ahead and give me them fries. It's all right. Let's have it.
It was what was the name of the place? It was Taco King.
Nice.
Yes, Taco King was the.
That's your spot.
That was the poison back then. Because it was close. It was right in between all three places.
Yeah.
Right in between home, work, and the gym.
That's funny.
So yes, I went 2-0 as an amateur. My second fight was I'm sure the guy has been watching me and proud that he fought me one day, but I don't think he really belonged in there with me. Or at least he wasn't prepared to be in there.
Yeah.
So that was like a 51-second fight right there. And then I went 7-0 as a heavyweight.
Did you know you were heavy-handed right off the bat?
Well, I knew I was big and strong.
Yeah, but you
never
have the death touch though. When you hit people, they're not the same.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Did your coaches tell you that, or did you just know it?
No, I don't know. I think maybe I get it from my brothers.
Yeah.
You know, because it wasn't like a technique that I picked up on how to punch.
Right.
It was more of like an energy, a ferocity of, if you will.
Yeah. That's a good word.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Like I want to hit you. So, and then I find the most efficient way of doing it because I'm self-analytic and I try to find, I don't like.
Yeah, you're a really good student of the game. I mean, ever since I've known you have been.
Yeah.
So you said you go 7-0 in Alaska. Now, are those finishes? Are you getting challenged at all in that local scene?
I think my last fight I had to go 7-0 was with a guy named Tony Lopez.
Yeah.
And that went to a decision, 5 rounds. And I injured my hand in that fight. So I injured my right hand. It was I hit him with straight cross right to the top of his forehead. Oh. And I guess I must have caught what could have been a boxer's fracture, but the doctor said it wasn't. So it really injured. My shit was swollen. And yes, the hand was compromised throughout that fight. Yeah. But I was able to make it through and got a split decision win. And after that, I got on with first round management. They took notice of me.
Yeah.
I think at the time heavyweights were pretty
well, they always
slim.
Need good heavyweights. They still need a good heavyweights.
Always, yes.
You know,
yes.
like it's really hard to find good athletes.
Like they should be like doing whatever for Tom Aspinall right now.
Yeah.
But then again, the UFC company is no fighter is bigger than the company.
No.
So. We saw how they did with Francis. So.
Yeah. Kind of anybody they want.
Yeah.
If they decide, they're fine. I mean, Randy Couture left, BJ Penn left. Mm-hmm. Everything was fine, you know, and Tito Ortiz, the machine is stronger.
Yes. I mean, they're still on good terms with John Jones, but he's
you wonder how with all that stuff that went on. But whatever. So you're a heavyweight, you go to first round. How do you hear about the UFC?
How do I hear about the UFC?
Did they call you and say, hey, they need a heavyweight?
Well, when I got on with first round, of course, at that time, I mean, we all know, Malky and Abe, they got some prominent UFC fighters on the roster.
When was that? 214? So, like, Ben might have been the champion.
Yep.
And he was with first round then. Yeah.
Ben was on.
John Jones going through his thing.
Not to mention whoever else was in there.
Yeah.
So, they had connections. I got on with first round. A few months later, I get a contract to fight on the first Jones and Cormier card.
How cool was that?
That was,
Were you so excited?
That was any fighter who's been going through the regional scene who gets the call from the UFC knows the feeling.
Amazing.
And you tell yourself, I made it. The reality is you're just getting started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You still gotta do your job to make it.
Yeah, you got a ticket to the dance, but you're not dancing yet.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. So
and that's when I first met you. You came down.
Exactly, yes.
For that camp.
Right. I came down for that camp. That was November 2014.
Yep.
I come down for the camp, and
how was that? Was that different for you? Did the training feel different?
Yes. It was definitely different.
Culture shock a little bit?
Yes, a big culture shock. But again, I was able to go into the Army and fit right in, find my place, and get to work. See how it's done. Try my best to be the best that I can.
Thing, yeah.
And here at the MMA lab, that's what you do. That's what's expected of you. Nobody's going to make you do it. It's what's expected of you especially if you want to survive. Yeah. Not only here on the mats, but in your career. That's what's expected. You go in there and you give it everything you got. And that's all you have. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's simple but not easy.
It's not.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. That's one of the things I've been coming to the realization of, that it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard. You got to get tired.
Supposed to be.
If you're not doing anything to make yourself tired, are you really trying hard enough?
Yeah.
In this sport, which is inherently hard, you have to exert yourself to make things happen, because guys are going to resist.
Yeah, you know that last time when Mario was injured and he had that fight and he got injured on the last sparring, and pretty heavy for all of us, you know, because he's such a good guy. And then that next Monday when I came in and I went to talk to him, he just looked at me and goes, "It's supposed to be hard, coach." Like, it still resonates. You know, that's one of those things I'm going to remember till I die. But like, I felt like when you came down, you fit right in. I never felt like you didn't. I don't know, man. Like, you were pretty raw at the time, right?
Absolutely.
Because you just hadn't seen it. You hadn't trained really full time, you know, obviously as much as you can with a full-time job. But you didn't hesitate at all to jump in there and get the work done.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh, absolutely. No, everything that I was getting there was brand new to me.
Yeah.
It was hard. You know what I mean? I'm not a natural heavyweight. So
Yeah.
when I had to come down there and do rounds with an actual heavyweight as big as Gooch,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
He was a big human being.
Yeah. That's eye-opening, to
I
say the
remember
least.
seeing literally when Gooch did something, it wasn't even good. He grabbed you and like picked you up and threw you. And you were like, "Holy cow, this is a
Yes.
big human being."
Yes. He just lifted me up like I felt light as a feather in his arms.
You know, I remember looking at you, and I think it wasn't that early, but it was pretty early that I was like, "Hey, you might be an 85er." And you looked at me like, "What the hell did you just say to me?" And I remember looking at you, we were talking about it, and I was like, "Yeah, man, I mean, because you're muscular, but you're not heavyweight." And then you turned around, and your legs and ass were about the size of a semi-truck, and I go, "Oh, okay. There's the heavyweight right there."
Yeah.
That's so powerful and so athletic still at heavyweight. What made you think, "Hey, this is not my weight class"? Did you feel like they were just too big for you?
Well, after losing that first fight in the UFC, I went back home to Alaska because I just came down for the camp. I still had a full-time job to work. After that training session, it was my intent to go down.
Yeah.
After that camp, it was my intent to go down in weight, and I was starting to go down to 185, but then I broke my rib and got back up.
Yeah.
So the next fight that I had in the UFC was again at heavyweight.
Yep.
But that fight was in Croatia, the fight they had in Croatia, and there were 3 other heavyweight fights on that card. That was me versus Cyril Asker, and there was Curtis Blades, who's
Yeah.
a big man
Yeah, he
and
is.
can wrestle,
Yep.
versus Francis Ngannou, and who's a
Big
big
man.
man and can knock your head clean off your shoulders.
Yeah, you can.
It was Derek Lewis,
Oh my
who's a big man and can knock your head clean off your shoulders. Who did he fight? I think he fought Gabriel Gonzaga,
Who's also a real big
who's a
man.
big man
And a black belt
and a
jiu-jitsu.
black belt in jiu-jitsu.
I mean, that famous knockout, he's got a crow cop. Like,
yeah.
jeez.
And then it was Ben Rothwell, who's a big man and has the weirdest timing, can still knock your head off.
Yeah.
Versus JDS, Junior Dos Santos,
Holy cow.
who was on his way to
So
become.
you must have been like looking around at all these heavyweights. like-
Yes. Yes. Like these guys, I'm not their size.
Yeah.
I'm not a heavyweight.
yeah.
So, but luckily, thank God.
How'd that go?
That fight went great. First round TKO. I
Yeah.
hit him. I faked the jab, threw the cross, didn't miss. Missed it, stepped through with the left hook, and then knocked him down and finished him off with some nasty elbows.
Yeah.
Some hellbows. So thank goodness that fight went well. But yes, the goal was to drop weight. My next fight was
Yeah.
at light heavyweight. My viral fight that I had with Kutulaba.
Yeah.
Or-
I think that really set the stage. Just your lack of caring. Just looking at him like he was a rabbit and you were a wolf.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that sold Dana White on you, and I mean a large audience worldwide.
Yeah.
Just that you were such a savage in that fight. Like you were coming forward, like do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Like let's do it, and that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, Dana White really enjoyed that
Yeah.
fight because after that fight, he greeted me as I was
Yes.
coming out. He greeted me at the.
You know who
the-
didn't
at the
enjoy that
cage.
fight? Me. I was like, Jerry, what are you doing? Like, put your hands up.
You weren't there for that, were you?
No, I was watching on TV, but
Okay.
I was rooting for you
Yeah.
because I knew you. I'm like, I think Jared's got to get, put your hands up. And then I was like, he's just going to walk him down.
Well, at that point,
I did enjoy the result for sure.
yeah, at that point, he had already thrown everything he had at
Yeah.
me. So anything he had left wasn't enough to really
Yeah.
put much. He wasn't enough. So
That was
strategically,
that was a
good.
great performance, though, in that way, just showing your dominance in
Yeah.
there. Like you're the alpha male in that ring. 100%.
He was taking me down. He hit me with 2 hip tosses in that fight.
Yeah.
Taking me down, but yes.
Yeah,
got
but
back
you
up.
can't, like, hey, man, we've lost fights, but you've never been beaten.
No.
Like, you are always going.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to come back. I mean, there's been some pretty good people. I was just going through the list. You've had fights with 6 UFC champions. Adesanya, Whitaker, Silva, Strickland, Blachowicz, and Teixeira. And Branch was a 2-division champion at World Series of Fighting. That's a pretty good resume.
Yeah.
That's some pretty good people that you fought. And also I throw Dom in there, because his fight with John Jones
Yeah.
at 205, and he's a big man, So and all those fights, like, everybody's game plan is to grab you and throw you on the ground and keep you there, and nobody can keep you there.
Yeah.
Even Teixeira is pretty good, and he did a good job in the fight. But even at the end of the fight, I remember him talking to you like, God dang, you just kept getting up and out, up and out.
Yeah.
What do you attribute that to, that resilience? Is that just something you're born with? Is that something you train and make stronger? Because I felt like it was there since the beginning.
Yeah. I would say that being the youngest in my family, you
With
know
all
what I
those
mean?
giant people.
Yeah, you deal with a lot of, I don't want to say criticism, but you deal with a lot of, everybody sees you. Everybody is correcting you. You know what I mean? Everybody's older, so they have experience. So when you do something wrong, they're
on
reprimanding, correcting you, and that's how we learn as children. You know what I mean? Dogs nip each other and bite and growl and bark at each other.
Yeah.
Whereas my family, like, oh, what the hell you doing, you weak ass? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how men do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We'll poke fun and do stuff like that. So it definitely made my skin tough, and it also corrected me. You kept me on that the straight path, if you will.
Yes.
Because I didn't have a man in the house, that was my masculine energy.
Yeah.
My family's pretty much led by the women in my family. So my cousins and brothers were pretty much my fraternity, if you will, where we can get our masculine energies and be the men, try to become the men we know we want to be.
Yeah.
So yes, they I forgot the.
Well, just your resilience.
Oh yeah, that's.
Yeah, I mean, your ability to come back, even though like the first day when you're talking about that round with Gooch,
Yeah.
it didn't break you. Like, you didn't like it, and it kind of shocked you. But I've never seen you give up. Like, I don't know if that's too strong a term, but I think that shows with your level of competition and competing at heavyweight. You're one of only 2 people that have knockouts at all 3 weight divisions in 3 different weight divisions, which is amazing. And honestly, I think more valid because I think Connor's the other one. I mean, he fought people that were 55ers at 70. He didn't fight heavyweights. You fought heavyweights at heavyweight, and you fought 205ers, and you fought world champions at all, not heavyweight because we didn't stay there that long, but world champions at 205, world champions at 85. And that's something that's been, I don't know, I can't categorize it or qualify it as value, but you're so strong mentally.
Well, what's worse than those rounds that I had with Gooch was those wrestling days that I had with Ben when I first got there. Yeah. And anybody in the MMA lab will attest to that there.
Yeah, Ben will try to kill you.
First get there, Ben's like, he's gonna
see
find
what
out.
you got.
He'll find out
He's
how
gonna see
resilient
what
you are. Yeah. So hopefully, I'm pretty sure I feel like I've earned his respect that day, but
oh, man.
I know I have it today. But
you're for sure. I mean, you never, and that's one of those things. Like you're gonna feel sad, and it's gonna be hard, but it's your attitude after it, during it, that shapes you, right?
Yeah.
Shapes, like you're talking about your brothers, shapes you as a man. Can you take it and keep coming? Because that's a man. Like it's easy to be good when it's easy.
Yeah.
It's hard to be good when things are dark and the clouds are rolling in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think of that Rocky quote. And
Yes.
was it Rocky 5?
Yeah.
When he did that talking to his son.
Yeah.
Like that was some real stuff he said.
It is some real stuff. And that's something that you have in Like you got it locked up and loaded. That's a video game. That's a 10 right there. That's as high as it gets. Well, let's watch that Brunson fight because I think that's one that shows that your resilience too, and just what a great fight led us to the championship fight.
Yeah.
All right, let's check it out. So we're here to fight Brunson. Brunson's obviously a wrestler. His whole game plan is going to be to take you down, hold you down. What are your thoughts? How'd this camp go? What do you remember when you think about the Brunson fight?
I thought it was a good camp. I think we had Trace here for that camp. So again, I felt like I understand that it's going to be good days and bad days in camp.
Yeah.
And I think during this camp, it was some bad days at first, and then I really started to get good at the end. And that helps with your motivation and confidence for sure. So when I was going to this fight, I was pretty confident that if he takes me down, I'm going to get up.
Yeah. It's been something that you're very good at. I mean, ever since the beginning, even without some of the technical aspects that you have now that you obviously you've built over the years.
Yeah.
But like you would always be getting up and out. And sometimes it's just that energy that does it to people.
Yeah.
Like feel like you're not going to stay there, you know? What do you think about Southpaw here? Do you have any strategies?
Angle. Make sure I get at that angle right there on the outside of that angle.
Step through that kick nice right there.
So his power is not there for him. Not staying in front of him too long. On top of that, I was feeling good because my sister had did my hair that day.
Dude, that hair is money.
Good. Yeah.
Getting that jab is sometimes hard against a southpaw guy. Oh.
Yeah, keep him on his heels here. Staying in his face.
He's got a good shot underneath it too. I remember just thinking, you know what he does really well? He's got to see coming in underneath you. He's got a really long left hand, like because he leans forward so much.
Yeah.
And if you're not a wrestler, you don't want to commit to it. You know he's leaning forward. You go for something. He's underneath you
right
already.
Underneath you, yeah.
See, like that. Even though he missed, you know, you're trying not to get taken down here.
Yeah. He's always been really good. He would overextend himself with his strikes, but he would always follow into his takedowns nicely.
This initial defense was great.
And then he picked my leg all the way up there.
Looking pretty flexible. As your other career as a ballet dancer came in handy right there.
That's my twinkle toes defense.
But here, like when I watched this kind of scouting for today, you know, the announcers, look how good you are in this elbow push here out of that front headlock. Sick.
Little 6 sucker drive.
And then like the other guys, Bisping and DC are talking about, man, this is going Brunson's way. And I was thinking just the opposite.
Yes.
Like his confidence is eroding as all that stuff happens.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that too?
Oh, absolutely.
That right hand started to land a little bit. Oh, that was a nice slip, Jay.
Yeah. That's why I was staying in his face. I wasn't going to give him nothing here. And the jab was really good at letting me get in on him.
Yeah.
It was a point at the end of this, past the halfway point of his first round, I started leaning on my rear hand.
Yeah.
And that's how I got overextended.
Yeah. Hey, you know, something that's really been a strength for you your whole career is your leg kicks. Like you got Anderson Silva out of there with leg kicks, and that calf kick you just hit him with was nasty. Is that something you've always been really good at? How did you develop your leg kicks over your career?
I would say from one, I guess it started with my striking coach in Alaska, Ali.
Yeah.
Who was really bouncy, movie, athletic. He had good kicks and blinding speed with his punches.
Boy, that head position's nice. You did that really well out of those clinch positions.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been really adamant, hard on the guys on as well. Like when they're in these grappling situations, get your head in head position.
Yes, sir.
And that'll help you with your
especially
defense.
That over under. You know, he's got historically Brunson had a pretty good left kick. I see that long too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And that's a weird one. He does that weird low walk forward after it, huh? How weird did that feel? Was it like, and then he's got your legs, you know?
It wasn't fast, so it felt readable.
Yeah.
That's why I was, covering and deflecting a lot of these shots and waving them on a little bit. Knew the shot was coming.
Yeah.
He got me here because I'm here 50-50 with the head. No strong head position.
He did a good job weighing heavy on your underhook.
Mm-hmm.
But as he gets his advantage, they get all excited, but you're out of it right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like you're to half guard up on that single. Your use of the butterfly here too is sick. I had kind of forgotten this moment, but you go to butterfly guard up to the single leg. Great. I think it's here. But he's not really throwing anything with power. I think he's feeling like you're almost out.
Yeah. He's trying to make sure I don't
See,
get
he
out.
doesn't like this.
No.
He does a
And then we
good
go
job
for
getting
cross
high,
wrist.
and then you go cross wristing up. Perfect. Using that knee shield, shin shield to get up.
Yep.
Awesome. Cut the arm back, and we're out of there.
And then back in the face.
Then you hit him with the Kudalaba for a second.
Here I'm sitting on the right hand.
Yeah. As we watch it, I would like to see us throw that uppercut there. As you drop your level, he drops underneath it, and we throw that 6 instead of the 2.
Yeah.
Remember us kidding about this? We're talking about resilience in a fight one time, and I go like, Jared, man, we had a hard time. Brunson knocked us down. He got back up, and look what he did. And you came up to me after practice, Coach, I appreciate it, but he didn't knock me down. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Now watch this again. I think he might have knocked us down.
I think I was trying to back out, and he hit me on the way out, and I just lost my balance.
How you feeling here?
I'm feeling good. Relaxed.
What do you think about as far as how the round went before? Do you ever let that cross your mind, or are you on to the next?
On to the next.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try to let go of what just happened, especially if it's not good.
Yeah.
Not good for me.
So when he had this, he wasn't really trying to squeeze it. Did you think?
No. There was a point where I felt it get tight, but he wasn't really trying to get underneath the
No,
chin
and he
or
had like,
anything.
what, 3 seconds left. I didn't feel like he worked that. I felt like he was kind of tired already.
Oh, yeah.
Did you feel like coming in the second round, you kind of had him where you wanted him?
No, because when we came in, he goes right for my
Right for
leg
that single.
and gets me down.
We let him pick up our leg twice, scored off both those singles.
Yeah. A lesson I learned from that. So every time I see a single leg, I'm thinking put my
that
leg
foot
on the ground and then insert the hip.
Well, and Brunson's a good wrestler, man. Like he had a good long career in fighting. He's a good fighter.
Yeah.
And most of it's based on his wrestling.
So this is good right here. He got me down in the middle of the ring, and I'm still able to get up.
Yes, sir. I think this is where I thought, because he gets high, walks over, you go to your butterfly
that
hooks,
butterfly right there.
right to the
Right to the
single.
single, yeah.
That is sick. That's textbook. And you
then sucker drag
elbow
out.
push out of that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And all DC and Michael are talking about is how Brunson's getting him.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like Brunson's sad right now. That uppercut just missed. That one too. And that's funny because Rob said that to you. Hey, we've seen his best. Mm-hmm. And then Bisping's like, well, it was pretty good if that's his best.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking the same thing. And then it turns out that Rob was right. Like he had shown his best. Like Brunson was on his way. He was tired.
Yeah.
And I think mentally you fatigued him as well. Oh, that was a nice rating.
I think that's why he went for the GOAT in the beginning of this second round, because he knew like,
I got to get him down there.
It's his best
I'm
chance.
not going to make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You went, that 6 is starting to call. Do we talk about it in the corner, or is it just something you read? I don't remember.
I can't remember either.
You always had such a good uppercut. Poor Hermanson ran straight into that bad boy too.
Yeah, that's a general
Rule.
Yeah. If it's a wrestler, uppercut.
Well, and you
or
always have
knees.
such a good way of reading fights too. Oh, that's a nice straight right. Like you have such a good, again, your cerebral approach to fighting is awesome. And so I just, do you feel that inside kicks? That's what I'm talking about. Those leg kicks are fight changers for you. But do you feel like you do a good job reading situations in fights and adjusting?
Yes. As far as UFC fights, it's still kind of novel because it's scary in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's still a sense of apprehension in there. But I think the more and more you do it, the more you learn how to manage that.
Yeah.
You got to fight through all that. Or you have to fight in a way to where that threat isn't really that applicable.
Yes, sir.
Like keeping them on the back keeping your opponent on his heels.
Oh, that right hand's starting to land on a regular basis now.
Yeah.
See, and now I think, again, that little switch calf kick. Did you see the look on his face after that? You know, the thing is that right hand again, that long left hand is still dangerous. because he just loops it so long he steps through. It's just awkward, I guess. Nice slip there, Jay. I feel like you're getting into a better rhythm right now.
Yeah.
I feel like you're just almost getting warmed up.
Measure, jab.
Yes, sir. From southpaw there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you're starting to really find your range here. All that stuff, and you're slipping everything he's throwing. The snow is starting to slide down the hill.
Yeah, and it's funny because at this point now I see this, I'm seeing all the mistakes I'm making, and all the like, man, my feet work, my base is not as good as it would be now.
No, but that's the thing too about you is that you work so hard to get better at this.
Yeah, here's the end coming up.
Yes, sir. One of the great sequences of all time. Boom.
Ooh,
Oh,
and then the backhand.
back fist. Just a little disrespectful to Unk. If that head kick landed, that might have been one of the all-time. It is for me one of the all-time greats.
That's when the kick lands, you hear the Undertaker bell go off.
Yes, sir. You know what? First of all, fantastic. Hair, fantastic. Your ground and pound is some of the best I've ever seen. And I don't think it's talked about enough. I hope they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
We're gonna edit this out so nobody knows. But you hit so hard when people hit the ground, their souls separate from their body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like amazing stuff. Let's see if we can get to that highlight real quick. Okay, so that elbow. Oh.
I try to take his face out
And
with
then
that
this
hook.
back fist. That's a hard shot.
Yeah, he's still.
Like he was relaxed.
Yeah.
And then it caught him right in the jaw. Boom. And I think this hook might have done it too if it had landed right here. Wow. See what I mean? Because he thought it missed, which I think is the dangerous part. Andrei Arlovsky used to do that.
Yeah.
He'd throw by his two and then hit that back fist. That right hand might have done it there too,
Yeah.
Jay, on the ground. Yes. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I better see that one. That right hand, you see him going there?
Yeah. It was right on the chin.
And did you know his corner threw in the towel there?
Yeah.
I think he had survived for a while, and they were like, oh. And then when it hit the ground, I think they saw the way you took him down. He was kind of not there.
Yeah.
That's an awesome performance.
Hell yeah.
Is that one of your favorite ones?
One of them, yeah.
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 I love this one because for me, I like the resilience. I like this is a guy that initially would have been scary for us to fight, right? Because he's such a good wrestler. He's such a good control guy. And then the positions were just, oh man, you showed your technical aptitude.
Yeah.
Like that, your get-ups, like we gave up a couple of single legs, but never really affected you mentally. Coming back from a right hand that didn't really hit us. It was more of a slip.
Maybe it did hit me. I just didn't feel it.
Yeah, that's the thing that's so impressive to me with fighters is that courage. Coming back from things aren't going our way. I mean, they weren't going terrible until that punch at the end of the round. But pretty easy for some guys to go, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yep. And you're never like that. And just to come back with that awesome finish. So what does it look like from here? What do you got planned for the UFC?
Well, compared to that fighter that we just saw here, I'm miles better.
I agree.
I do have a little bit more miles on the body, but I'm still capable of competing at the highest level, and I'm still capable, I feel, of going and getting that title. So
I think so too.
That's definitely the goal in sight. The next fight is going to be the best one that I've had yet, and I want to continue that trend into the fight after that, the best one.
Yeah.
The best performance, the most dominant, the most ferocious, the most effective. That's what I want to be.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like I've made strides by showing up here.
I feel like you're such a great student. I've said it a few times, but that's one of the things I admire about you the most, and I think I've said it to you. I've vocalized it to you on multiple occasions that you're so important around here because you show that you've been to the top of the mountain. Like you're there, right? We've been in a championship fight and you've never been happy with any of it. good performances. Performances didn't go our way. You're back in the gym and we're working to the next thing. I feel like it's your defining quality. I mean, yes, you're ferocious. Yes, you fight like a man on fire. But for me, it's that resilience, and that's something I admire a lot in a man, and something that's made me a huge fan of yours, because I've seen you come back from injuries. You fought Robert Whitaker with a broken arm for however long we fought him, and at the end we had some chances there.
I had him on his ropes.
Yeah, it was 2 rounds to 1.
Had him shooting for the hips.
Yeah, and so that's something I want to, already, but I like saying it out loud because I want you to. I'm gonna say it until the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So you know. What's the plan for? What does it look like outside the octagon? Do you think about that, or are you just trying to focus on what's in front?
I am both focusing on what's going on right now, but I'm also focusing on the future as well. So I've been stepping into coaching a little bit. So a lot of the young guys have come in, and of course, naturally, they look up to me. So they're eager to hear from me, and I don't want to withhold the knowledge that I have, that I've acquired while being here and throughout my journey. So also, I want to see them get the best out of this as well.
Yeah.
So I've been stepping into coaching a little bit, cornering and analyzing techniques from a different perspective.
Yeah.
So that's also been good for me as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to translate to my being able to perform and compete as well when I come back.
Yeah. Well, you're a great coach too. I mean, your like I've said, the academic approach to it, the studying and trying to understand it, is really a good start to getting in there and helping translate that knowledge to the younger generation. Yeah. And they love watching, they've all seen you give your heart in there. I think it's one of the things that like helps them buy in, you know what you're doing, but they've seen you get in there and suffer and things go not well. And you're like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to make it happen anyway. Yeah. And that's awesome. Well, thanks for doing this today, man.
Awesome, man. This is good.
And I think but you've been so important to this team and to all the members of it, like setting the example on a daily basis. And like you said before, it's like come in and do your thing and do the best you can. And then look how things can go if you do. So that's it, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Jared. That's the Killa Gorilla, and we're out.